Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to talk about mastering Canadian workplace professionalism. My name is Shannon Amaro. I'm one of the Career Services Program Specialists here at Fanshawe College. I work in the Employment and Student Entrepreneurial Services Department. For those of you that don't know where we're located in D Block, D1063. This is where you can meet your career consultants and your cooperative education consultants as well. So in today's workshop, we're going to give you the valuable insights into the professional standards and norms within Canada. And we're hoping you're going to learn today about, professional communication etiquette, understanding cultural understanding that are going to give you the tools for you to be able to succeed and thrive in your Canadian careers. So today's workshop is kind of split up into 5 parts. We're going to talk about the Canadian workplace. We're going to talk about body language, foundations of effective communication. We're going to talk about fitting in and maintaining your job. And lastly, to remind everyone that not all companies are the same. So for the first section, the Canadian workplace. As a new arrival, you might find the Canadian workplace culture different from that of your home country. Practices such as shaking hands, using personal names, and methods of communicating with, let's say, your coworkers and your supervisors vary greatly amongst different cultures. But in Canada, work environments do vary depending on the employer and the type of job. There's obviously basic business etiquette rules that are common to most Canadian workplaces, but today we're going to learn about the rules that it's an important step to take when you are looking for that part-time or full-time job. So we want to remember that Canada is a multicultural country and its workforce is highly diverse. So Canada embraces and celebrates diversity. So some of the things we're going to talk about are some key factors in nonverbal communication. So when it comes to nonverbal communication, we're talking about your body language. So it's so important to make sure when it comes to your body language that you're creating that best first impression in that workplace. And this can mean that it could be opportunities such as job interviews. You've been invited to come in for an interview, interacting with your coworkers and colleagues, and even customers. So one of the key factors when it comes to nonverbal communication is talking about personal space. So you want to remember that Canadians value personal space and really touch one another when meeting or talking in the workplace. So it's really important to understand that you want to try your best to keep approximately 2 feet, which is basically like an arm's length in between the distance between yourself and the other person you're talking to when you are having a conversation face to face. You want to remember that sometimes standing too closely to someone can make them feel uncomfortable. And on the flip side of things, you want to remember that standing too far away can indicate that you're not interested at all. Another key component when it comes to nonverbal communication is giving that eye contact. So when you're having those conversations, you want to remember that eye contact shows that you are interested and paying attention. People who often avoid that eye contact, you could appear as being like unfriendly, untrustworthy, or lacking in self-confidence. So you want to make sure you try your best to be careful not to stare or maintain unbroken contact for too long periods of time. Another form of nonverbal communication is going to be that firm handshake. So shaking hands. You want to remember that a firm handshake is a very common practice when you're first meeting an employer. Maybe it's a new business associate, a coworker. Both men and women greet with a handshake. While handshake is also important to make sure that you're keeping that eye contact and you're smiling. So when you're meeting somebody for the first time, you're going in for an interview, you want to shake everyone's hand who's going to be participating in that panel of interviews. And the same thing should apply when the interview's done. You want to make sure that you're making that handshake as well at the end. But you always want to remember to make sure eye contact and smiling when doing so. Another form is, the way you dress and your appearance. You want to remember that every workplace has different policies when it comes to clothing and personal appearance. So when you go in for an interview, or let's say you start a new job, it's really unusual. It's best to always dress more on the formal or conservative side until you learn more about that individual workplace culture and what the expectations are. You always want to alter your appearance based on that workplace's particular dress code, and you're going to learn more about as you become part of that particular environment. But for the most part, the most common dress code for offices is typically an informal to both casual for both men and women. However, I would say when it comes to jeans, shorts, or any other revealing clothing are generally discouraged in office environments. And on the next screen, we're just going to give you a few examples here. So here you're having a screenshot here of dressing for success. That first impression really does matter. So on the one side, you want to make sure that when it comes to your accessories, it's kept at a minimal. And same thing happens with makeup for females. You want to avoid overdoing makeup as well. For females, it could be a pair of dress pants, it could be a dress, but again, you want to avoid any party style dresses. You want to make sure that it's clean, wrinkle free, stain free. And when it comes to footwear, you want to use, professional, and it's okay to use sneakers as long as they're clean and tidy. Dress, shoes, boots, sandals, depending again on the workplace environment. And on the other side, you also want to remember to maintain within your neutral colors. You should always generally avoid wearing some loud and bright colors. Colors like brown, black, blue, gray, and beige are usually a safer options when it comes to preparing yourself for dressing for success. And it's okay to add some color, maybe, a tie or a scarf, to add a punch of color as well. You want to remember that the interviewer, in environments, a lot of companies in Canada have gone scent free. So you want to make sure and be conscious about wearing your perfumes. I would always err on the side of maybe going scent free, but it is always important to make sure that before you're going into any place of employment, you are showering, wearing deodorant, brushing your teeth, and looking presentable. You want to avoid wearing flip-flops as well. And you don't want to dress too casually, but you don't want to dress too fancy. And if you are somebody that is in need of clothing, let's say you don't have proper attire when it comes for an interview, please note that we do have a career closet that is in an office next to career services that you are more than welcome to come in and help yourself to some of the clothing in our career closet. Some other helpful tips when it comes to nonverbal communication is, again, I know we touched on it a little bit, is you really want to make sure you're aware of your body positioning. Sometimes we're slouching, sometimes, we talk, we start crossing our arms, we start fidgeting, maybe we have a pen in our hand and we're playing with the pen. That can give the impression that you are not interested at all, that you're bored, you're angry. So be mindful of that nonverbal communication. You always want to make sure you would adjust your body language to suit that position. So watch the other person and focus on their speaking cues as well. And lastly, when you're starting a new job, it's really best to be more on the reserve side of things and maintain your professionalism until you know and feel more comfortable in that particular workplace. So the next section we're going to talk about is foundations for effective communication. And number one, when it comes to effective communication, is greetings. So when you're passing people in hallways, or let's say you're arriving at work in the morning, it's customary to say hello or good morning and make that eye contact with the individual that is passing you. And that same thing is going to apply when you're leaving the office at the end of the day. It's courteous to say hello to all your coworkers, regardless of their position in the company that they work for. Earlier, we talked about using personal names, which is another way of addressing somebody. So it's common to address your coworker and business associates by their first name. So if someone's name is Karen Smith, then it's okay to start labeling that person as being first name Karen. So even when you're talking to a manager, it's okay to use their first name. That is how we address people here in Canada. When introducing someone, let's say you're introducing someone to somebody else, it's just common to sometimes use both their first and last names. There is always exceptions in formal settings when you're addressing somebody of high-ranking officials. In this case, it might be common to use Mr., Mrs., or Doctor and their last name. We're also going to talk about speaking up and asking questions. So you want to try to participate in group discussions and meetings, um, even if they only have a few questions. You want to make sure you're trying your best to, contribute your own ideas and thoughts that, that really indicates that you're interested and you really want to be involved. However, you don't want to interrupt a conversation, but make sure you always wait for your turn to speak as well. Most employers prefer that you ask questions if you don't understand a procedure or an instruction. So rather than being confused and making mistakes, always go and ask for clarification. Employers appreciate workers who are eager, who want to learn new skills and adapt to changes that are occurring in the workplace. Asking questions, let's say to your colleagues, your supervisors, your immediate supervisors, is one of the best ways that you can show your desire and how you want your desire to learn and how you can develop professionally in this particular career setting. When we talk about small talk, we want to remember that socializing and friendships are obviously normal parts of a workplace culture in Canada, but some small talk or conversations is expected and shows that you care about your colleagues. However, it's considered to be, impolite to ask direct personal affairs, such as asking questions about someone's religion, their age, or their income. If if a coworker happens to share with you some personal details that make you uncomfortable, you can change the subject. It's okay to do that. But you also want to remember that, socializing for a few minutes when you arrive to work or when you leave at the end of the day, or let's say you happen to be at a coffee or lunch break, is totally acceptable. But you want to remember that engaging in long conversations in the office or in the workplace environment is not so much so. You want to limit that small chat within your working time frame. The next section we're going to talk about is fitting in and keeping your job. So when we talk about fitting in and keeping your job, teamwork comes up high on that ranking. So you want to remember in Canada, teamwork is highly valued. So working well with others, listening to others' ideas, sharing, responsibility and important skills, it is expected that you treat all coworkers with respect, from those working in entry-level positions, the same as somebody who's in a managerial role, supervisor role. Everyone should be treated the same. Punctuality is a huge one. You want to make sure that it's important to make sure that you arrive to work on time. Whether it's for work on time, whether it's a business appointment, whether it's a medical appointment, punctuality is valued by Canadian employers. So if you have a meeting that is set for 10 a.m., it's a common practice to make sure you arrive a few minutes earlier so that you're ready to start right before 10 o'clock. If you're going to be late, you want to be sure to make sure you make that phone call to that employer to let them know that you're running late. And leaving work early is looked upon unfavorably as well. So another great thing to add to this is we have a lot of students, for example, that are taking the London Transit system. Make sure you're arranging giving yourself enough time. Let's say you have an interview that is scheduled for 10 a.m. You want to make sure you allow yourself that time to get onto the bus, to be able to get to that particular place that you're going to have your interview. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes before the interview. If for whatever reason you're going to be late, something happens with the bus system, you want to make sure that you contact that person to let them know that you're running late. Maybe the bus was delayed. Not contacting someone is a negative thing against you. At least you're being honest with them, letting them know what happened. And if you happen to come in late, make sure you offer that you can stay a little bit later to make up that time as well. The other thing we want to talk about is how most Canadian companies operate on a hierarchy system, so from the top down system. So this means that employees are expected to follow um, their supervisor's directions. So when you're making a decision, asking for information or dealing with problems, you'll be expected to talk to the right person within the company based on their level of authority. So if you have a direct manager and you have some complaint issues, you should be going directly to that manager, not to the director of that particular company or organization. So always make sure that you're speaking to the right individual, and it's usually the person that you are reporting to. Courtesy, that is a huge thing that we want to note as well. So it's always important to make sure you're always displaying friendliness and respecting everyone. Using courtesy words like please and thank you, and remember saying, you're welcome when you're dealing with coworkers, students, managers, customers is so important. Those little small acts of kindness can really go a long way. And before you're, entering an office or entering the school or the classroom, always make sure you knock as a sign of respect for the other person's workspace as well. You never want to enter a room without making sure that you're looking to make sure you're being greeted. Always make sure that you're knocking on the door to make sure that someone knows that you are entering, especially when there are no windows in a door. The very last section when it comes to workplace etiquette is to remember that not all companies are the same. So when we talk about not all companies being the same, you want to remember that every workplace has its own culture. Everyone has its own culture. The best way to find out about that company's culture is to read up on the company, look the company up on their social media pages, on their websites, read up on the company's news. You can find a lot about that company's workplace culture. You also want to remember that some standards and expectations might be written down in a policy manual, and some of the values might be, communicated and not so much in a written manual. Often, like I said, the easiest way to figure out a particular workplace culture is to make that observation with other individuals, look up on that company's website and read up on the reviews and on the company's mission statement. But whenever in doubt, it's okay to go and ask someone what the company culture is like. I just want to take this time to thank everyone for watching today's session. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to send us an email to careers@fanshawc.ca. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye for now.